All right, sixth grade, here we are with yet another geometry video. Today we're going to talk about finding the area of irregular shapes. Now this is probably as close to like reality as you're going to get, because I had a lot of people talking this week about like, well, when are we going to need to find a parallelogram or a triangle? Well, you're right, there aren't always perfect geometrical shapes in real life. So what you're probably going to end up with, let's say you're getting new carpet for a room or something, you're going to end up with a weird shape, okay? This is a very weird shaped room, but you get what I'm saying. So we're going to learn how to do the area of crazy shapes like this. Again, we could go through and we could count all these different things, or we could split it up. The trick here is that we're going to split it up into a bunch of different shapes that we do know how to find, okay? We do know how to find rectangles. We do know how to find squares. We know parallelograms. We know triangles and any other quadrilaterals or anything, I guess. So I'm going to look at this one. I'm going to see how I can split it up. Okay, well, right away I see a triangle hanging off the edge over here. Okay. Now, is there only one way to do this? Absolutely not. But this is how I see it. I see one triangle there, and I see a little triangle right here. Okay, so now I'm going to find the edges of all these. So I know a rectangle, that'll be easy. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's call it inches. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches there. So I know the area of this is 5 times 7, so 35 square inches. That's this part, okay? Then I know that this side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's the same as the rectangle. That makes sense. 5 inches. And 1, 2 inches. So 5 times 2 is 10. But remember, with the triangle, you got to divide it by 2. So this whole thing would be 2 times 1/2, because area of 1/2 base times height is for triangles. So 10 times 1/2 is 5, so this is 5 square inches. Good. How about this guy? We got 1, 2 here. We got 1, 2 there. So 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 divided by 2 would be 2 square inches. And then we got to put it all together, okay? This is great and this looks great, but to find the entire area, we got to go 35 plus 5 plus 2. So 35 plus 5 is 40, plus 2 is 42 square inches. Now, if I went through and I counted all of these and I put all these little triangles together, I would get 42 square inches. That's just how math works. And that's why I like geometry, because it just makes sense to me. Now, I know I went a little quick on that one. We're going to do a couple other ones. But I didn't want us to take too long on this video. The point is that you want to be able to add these things together. Now, instead of adding, let's do one like this. You're going to find the area of just the part that's shaded in with the purple. Okay? So we're going to try to find the area of the purple part. I know that, well, that part's missing, but I don't really want to worry about that yet. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5 inches on that side. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches on that side. So I know that the entire area of this square is 25 square inches. Now, we got to take this part away. So let's find the area of this part. So I know it's 1, 2 inches and 1, 2 inches. They're squares, so that was easy. So 2 times 2 would be 4 square inches. But we're not going to add those up, right? Because we already know the whole entire area. What we need to do is take this part out, okay? This would be like, let's say you have a kitchen and there's like a island in the middle of the kitchen and you can't have tiles there, so they got to figure out the area around there. You're going to save money that way. So I have 25, and I'll take away the 4 that I don't need. So I have 25 square inches minus 4, so I get 21 square inches. Now I stacked mine up. You can do it like that. You don't have to. We could write 21 inches squared, of course, and circle it. Do not forget to put some kind of label over there. All right? So you can find irregular shapes by adding or by subtracting. Now there's going to be some that don't have graph paper, right? There's going to be some that look maybe like this. Now this one looks a little more tricky maybe because, well, first thing we got to do is divide it up. Let me see. I just see a triangle and a rectangle squished together just like this. Just like that. But the problem now is that, well, I know the height of the triangle because if I took this 4, those are the same size. So I could take this 4 right over here and say that that's 4 centimeters tall. But I don't know this length right here. I don't know how long that is. The question is, how can I figure that out? Well, I promise there's not going to be any problems that we give you where it's impossible to find out these lengths. You just got to figure out what you need to do. So I know that all the way from here to there is 10, and I know that this part's 8. So if I say, well, 10, take away that 8, it'll leave me with whatever's left right there, right? So I'm going to say 10, take away the 8, gives me 2. So I know that this part right here is 2 centimeters, just that part, okay? And now, look at that, we can figure out our triangle. We have 1/2 base times height, so 1/2 of the base, 2, times the height, 4. Base times height would be 8. 1/2 of that would be 4 centimeters squared. That's only the triangle though, don't forget. So I'm gonna label it because that helps me to know that's in there, okay? So I found my triangle, now I need to find my rectangle. Don't get confused over here either. You just need the base, okay? Now I know this is at the bottom, so it seems like the base, but you can't include the triangle base part because we don't need that. We just need this part right here. So it's actually, this is the same as this, so 8 centimeters right there. So I have 8 times 4, which equals 32 centimeters squared. So now I know I have 32 here, and I have 4 there, so I'm going to say 4 plus 32 equals 36 centimeters squared. Circle it, and I circle it because look at all the work that I did that my teacher can see that I did so that I can get all the points and we can learn how to teach you better. And then I circle my answer, okay? It's okay to even draw a little arrow that says, here's my answer because look at all the work I did. If you don't get the point, I'm saying show your work because that's how we help you better, all right? Last thing I'm going to show you is you may get some crazy shape like this. Now, I'm not saying we gave you any like this, but you might get something crazy like this. All right? Don't freak out. The first thing you got to do is just separate it into parts. Okay? I'm going to take this triangle. I'm going to separate it right there. I'm going to take this triangle. I'm going to separate it right there. I'm going to take this triangle. I'm going to cut it off right there. And then there's like this weird rectangle here. I'm going to cut that rectangle right there. So I have this shape. I have this shape, I have this shape, I have this shape, I have this shape. Guaranteed, you guys could figure out that area, you could figure out that area, you could figure out that one, and that one all individually, and then you just got to put it together. You could even do it if there was like a box here, and it said don't use that part, you could do that too. You just got to break it down into pieces, okay? So it may look a little daunting if there's all kinds of crazy stuff and there's numbers all over the place, but you can figure it out. I'm not going to figure this one out right now because I kind of just threw numbers on there. I don't know if you could even figure it out on your own, but if you can, go for it. But that's what I want you to think about. So just remember, you can add pieces together, you can subtract pieces out, and you just got to split it up into the parts that you know you can work with, which are triangles and rectangular shapes. So, good luck, and let us know if you need any help.